Hello my old school soul food family, Chef Jeff is back with another video. Okay, today I'm still continuing my getting y'all ready for my Thanksgiving dinner celebration, however you want to say it. And today I'm doing one of them kill two birds with one stone type video. Today I'm doing two videos in one. Very simple, very easy. Some people are intimidated by it. Very easy. I'm doing old school mac and cheese. Who doesn't like that? And I'm doing old school cheesy au gratin potatoes. You use the same cheese sauce. All you do is, the only thing, one is you're going to mix with potatoes, one you're going to mix with elbow pot macaroni. So anyway, this is a staple at my house. Anytime you come to my house, let me get started here while I'm talking. Some people say I talk too much, I need to just cook. But anyway, I'm doubling the recipe. The recipe is definitely on the description of the video. I'm actually doubling this. I got 2 quarts of milk instead of 1. I'm gonna get this going. And bring this to a boil. And once this comes to a boil, we're gonna put roux in here. Tighten it up with roux, then we're gonna add our cheeses. I got 3 cheeses, sometimes I use 5 cheeses. I'm gonna do a short cheddar cheese. I'm gonna use a cream cheese, which is gonna make it smooth. It's gonna make my cheese sauce very smooth. That's something I kind of created with. To get a smooth cream sauce, a smooth cheese sauce, you use Philadelphia cream cheese. Plus I'm gonna use a little Velveeta. I know a lot of people don't like using Velveeta. I'm not into processed food, but Velveeta, what it does, it gives me that nice yellow color that I'm looking for in my cheese sauce. And sometimes I use jack cheese in here, Monterey Jack, and sometimes I use a little mozzarella. But today I'm just using these 3 cheeses. So also I'm gonna put roux. A lot of people been asking questions about roux. All roux is, I'm gonna say it again, is equal parts of flour and melted butter. You put it in the pot, melt the butter, add the flour in there, you cook it about 5 minutes just to get the flour taste off, and take it off. And this is what you get. Roux. And you can keep this in the refrigerator. I always have a bowl of roux in my refrigerator all the time. When I run low, I make me another batch, put it in the refrigerator. It's good for thickening sauces and stuff like that, right on the fly. Even gravies. I always keep that. So that's what roux is. A lot of people, they leave me emails and ask me questions online. What is roux? They never heard of it. And also roux, if you cook it a long time, that's how they make gumbo so dark. They just cook it down, keep cooking it, and gives it that nice caramel dark color. That's what they use to make gumbo in Louisiana, Cajun cooking. So yeah, I'm just answering some questions there while this milk is heating up. So anyway, I'm gonna step off. I'm gonna let this milk come up. I can't even talk today, y'all. It's been a long week here getting Thanksgiving done here. I'm gonna let this milk heat up. When I come back, I'm gonna add the roux to this, get it to the certain consistency that I want. Then I'm gonna add the cheese to that. The reason I'm adding roux first, so your sauce does not split. If I was to add cheese to this milk and then heat it up and then add the roux, the cheese sauce will have a tendency to split and separate on you. When you add the roux first to the milk, then add the cheese, you pretty much guarantee that your cheese sauce will not split or separate. So you're adding the binding agent first, then you're adding the cheese. So that's just a little tip there. So anyway, I'm gonna step off. I rambled on enough. When I come back, I'm gonna add the roux to this. We're gonna make our cheese sauce. Another thing before I leave, reason I'm doing the cheese sauce first, I want to get the cheese sauce done first. The reason is, when I cook my noodles and cook my potatoes, I'm not going to let the noodles cool off and I'm not going to let the potatoes cool off. Y'all know me. I want to add the hot cheese sauce to the hot pasta and the hot potatoes so all that can soak into that. All the cheese sauce can go all into the noodles. So if I add the hot cheese sauce to the cold noodles, it's just not going to soak up like you want it. So this will give you the right consistency, hot to hot. I don't ever, you very seldom see me add a hot sauce to cold. If you've seen my spaghetti videos and pasta videos, always add the hot sauce to the hot pasta right when it come out of the pot. That's very important. Hot to hot. Don't add the hot sauce to the cold pasta or cold potatoes. It just doesn't work the same. You want to absorb all the flavors and stuff into whatever you're adding it to. So anyway, let me step off, let the milk heat up, and I will be right back to add the roux. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back here. Okay, I give y'all a close-up here so y'all can see exactly what I'm doing. It's very important. This is the most important part of your macaroni and cheese and your cheese gratin potatoes. Cheese gratin potatoes. This is the most important part. Now, my cheese sauce is pretty much heated up. Now, this is what I want to do. I want to add roux to this very slowly. Some in here. Put it in there. I want to add this slowly because I don't want to add it too much and it gets too thick. And then I got to add more milk and then thin it down, and then I might have to add too much roux. And it's just, you want to add it slowly but surely. And I'll pretty much show you consistency I'm looking for as I'm moving along here. So remember to get your milk hot first. You don't have to be boiling, but it has to be hot. That way you get the full effect of the roux. Add a little bit more. I know that's not going to be enough anyway. I knew that. And it's very important to keep consistently stirring it because you don't want a thick, you don't want a lumpy cheese sauce. Nothing more ugly than a lumpy cheese sauce or a cheese sauce that's scorched and burnt on the bottom and you got the little burnt flakes. You want a nice, smooth, pretty cheese sauce. That's what you want. That's what I mean. Like I say, this is the important part of your macaroni cheese, and then your gratin potatoes. And the worst macaroni cheese I ever tasted is that Kraft macaroni cheese come out in them blue and yellow boxes. That stuff is horrible. You don't even know what's in it. It don't even taste real. It don't even taste real. Okay, now you see how this, let me show you consistency. It's gonna come out just a little bit more here. Might have to put a little bit more roux in there. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Put a little bit of half a tablespoon of roux in here. And I can always add more roux after I put the cheese in here and I see the cheese when it comes to a full temperature. If it's not quite thick enough, I can always still add more roux to this. But this is what I want right here. This is the consistency I want. Let me show you. That's what I want right here for right now. Now later on after I add the cheeses, because the cheese is going to make it thicker. So you got to take that in consideration. Especially Velveeta, it's going to make it a little thicker. So you don't want this no thicker than this. Let me show you again. You don't want it no thicker than that. Because I'm going to show you at the end how thick it got. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this fire down because I don't want it, when I'm adding this cheese, I don't want the fire too hot because your cheese will scorch on you. Especially if I'm not using a double boiler, which I never do. Okay, the first thing I do, I'm going to put my cream cheese in there. Let it get to melting. The cream cheese in there. It don't take long to melt this cheese, y'all. Get this to melting. Just stir it around. It'll definitely melt on you. Remember, you got the fire on low. And one thing about cooking with gas, it just cooks so much quicker. I love gas than electric stove. When I was looking for a house to buy, when I saw this one, I told my realtor that was the most important part of the house was making sure I had a gas stove. Very important. And he looked at me crazy. He said, what about the other aspects of the home? I said, that other aspects of my home is fine, but I got to have a gas stove with gas. My house has to be gas. That's what I grew up cooking on as a kid at home. In the country, our house had gas. It was not electric. Okay, see how thick this is getting? Okay, now I'm going to add my Velveeta cheese. Just going to give it a nice color. Put this in here. It's going to take a little bit longer to melt. But it's going to start giving that nice yellow color, and it's going to thicken it a little bit more, this cheese sauce. You just got to be patient with it. Make sure your fire is low. Little by little here, y'all. Little by little. Little by little. You can see the color of the sauce turning yellow. That's when the Velveeta. That's why I created this. I said I needed a cheese that wasn't too strong. That's going to give me that nice yellow color. You know what the macaroni and cheese supposed to have. And I kept thinking. I kept creating. Because, I mean, when we made cheese sauce at home, my mom, of course, she needs regular cheddar cheese and whatever other cheese we had laying around. Sometimes she used that sliced American cheese. That stuff I don't like much at all. It's too fake of the cheese. But anyway, just keep stirring it around until you don't feel no resistance of the Velveeta. That's the most important to making the cheese sauce. You see me? I haven't quit stirring yet. I'm still stirring it. That's the key. You don't want to scorch it. You don't want it to stick. You don't want it to lump up. And you see how smooth this is doing? And this cheese sauce is good on everything. Not only macaroni and cheese and not only our gratin potato. You can put it on broccoli. You can put it on fettuccine. You can put it on any kind of pasta you want. Anything that calls for cheese sauce. This will work. So we got that going. Little by little, that cheese is melting. And one thing about this, you see no black specks. You see no brown specks. You'll see nothing when this cheese sauce is done. No kind of specks in it. Because I can make this stuff in my sleep. I make cheese sauce all the time. Like I said, you're going to come to my house for a function I have or a dinner party, I always have macaroni and cheese. I'm going to put it in there somewhere. Okay, now that Velveeta, I don't feel no resistance. It's pretty much totally disintegrated and melted. Now, I'm going to add the cheese of the hour, which is sharp cheddar cheese. Get this melted. And this cheese here, one thing about cheddar cheese, when you melting it, it's got to be kind of stringy. See that? So you'll know when this is completely melted in there because of the stringiness. There won't be no resistance of the stringiness. You see how pretty that is? Pretty cheese sauce. And I'm thinking I might add a little roux, maybe a half a tablespoon of roux. But I know when this is completely melted. I'll know. I might not add nothing. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Because I definitely got to taste it. And I got to put my salt and pepper in here. Get my spoon ready for that. Y'all see how pretty that is? This is almost ready, y'all. And I don't think I have to add any more roux. I think this is the consistency I want. Because I definitely don't want it too thick. You want it thin. Because the thing is, another reason is, your macaroni, you need to put a lot of cheese sauce on it. And you won't want the cheese sauce too thick. Because as the macaroni sets up, it's going to get thicker and harder. So you'll see when I make my macaroni how thin and how much sauce I put in it. Okay. Let's see here. Now I'm going to put my salt and pepper. Y'all know I use kosher salt and white pepper. Kosher salt and white pepper. Because you don't even see the pepper in it. That's one thing I like about the white pepper. You can taste it, but you can't see it. Now, let me taste it here. Remember, my fire is still low. Absolutely perfect. It didn't need much salt and pepper. Now I'm going to turn this off. You know, cheese have salt in it too. That's why I say you need to, don't put too much at the beginning. Now, let me show you what I've got here. Let me show you how smooth this is. See how smooth that cheese sauce is? See that? Nice, smooth, no specks, no lumps, no nothing. That's how you want your cheese sauce. Now cut this off. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set this aside. And I'm gonna come back. We're gonna put our noodles in the pot. We're gonna put our potatoes in the pot, get it cooking. Then we're gonna come back and put this meal together. Because we got the work, the hardest part is done, the cheese sauce. Once you get the cheese sauce done, it's on now. You can do whatever you want now. Cooking pasta is no big deal. Boiling some potatoes ain't no big deal. This is the hard part right here. So I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna cover it up. I'll be right back. We're gonna cook our noodles off and we're gonna put this thing together. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, we back here. Okay, I got my potatoes I just put on. Y'all remember what I told y'all? Always salt the potatoes in cold water. And I'm gonna get them to boiling. And I'm gonna put my noodles in the pot back here. get them to boiling. And hopefully they done pretty much at the same time. But like I told y'all already, I like to add the cheese sauce. I got it set to the side. I like to add the cheese sauce and the into the pasta, into the potatoes while they're hot. So that's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, it's gonna take about 15 minutes to do this pasta, maybe 20 minutes on these potatoes. And we'll be right back when they're done, and we'll put this macaroni and cheese and this au gratin potato together. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, we back. Okay. Now my macaroni pasta, it is ready. So I'm gonna cut it off. And we're gonna get started on the macaroni while the potatoes are cooking. So we'll move this over. And we'll get our gratin potatoes, getting our macaroni and cheese going here. So we'll drain the macaroni, like I told y'all before. Let me move my cheese sauce over here. It's still nice and hot. My ladle here, mix it up. See that? Still nice and hot there. All right. Over a little. Hold on, let me do a little organizing here, y'all. Little organizing. Give myself a little bit more space to work with. Okay, now. Alright, now, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna pour the macaroni here in the bowl. It's hot. Like I say, I always do my noodles hot. Water out here. Let me stir my potatoes, make sure they don't overcook here. Okay, now we're gonna add our sauce to this. A nice cheese sauce to this. We're gonna put a lot of cheese sauce in here because as this soaks up the macaroni, it's gonna get a little thick. See that? Look at that. I'm gonna put a little bit more in here. Make sure it's very loose. That's very important, y'all, because as this set up, this is gonna get. Now I'm gonna taste this again because you know, the little bit liquid from the pasta might. Oh man, that definitely don't need nothing. And what I'm gonna do, I like to add a little cheese into my macaroni. Not much, just a little. And mix it up in there. A little bit more cheese sauce, not much. Now I'm gonna get my casserole dish. Pour it into my casserole dish here. There we go. Spread it out. Put me some cheese on top. And y'all know we're gonna bake this by 15, 20 minutes. I don't put a lot of cheese, just enough to brown on the top. And I'm gonna save the other cheese for the au gratin potato. Okay, so we're gonna put this one in the oven. We'll be right back to show you how this one is, and then we'll do our au gratin potato. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back again. Potatoes are there. Let me drain the potatoes off, and I'm actually gonna use the same bowl. Drain the potatoes off. I'm gonna use the same bowl that I use for my macaroni and cheese. It ain't gonna hurt it. Just cheese sauce. Same cheese sauce. So, get the potatoes nice and drained off. Put them in the bowl here. I'm gonna add the hot cheese sauce to the. And these potatoes is like 3/4 of the way cooked. Of course, you know I'm gonna put them in the oven and bake them off. Not bake them off, but you know, bake it in the oven with the cheese on it. And I'm gonna use a spatula for this because I don't want to break up the potatoes. See that? I Got some cheese sauce left there. Let me put this over here on the side. Let me get my casserole dish. Pour the potatoes in here. And it's very important you have a lot of cheese sauce. It might look like a lot, but it's not too much. Because these potatoes, as they cook, it's going to soak up a lot of the potatoes. Okay, now, hold on just a second. All right, y'all, we back here. Okay, now, we're going to add the cheese to this. And we're going to bake it in the oven. Over here so y'all can see. For about 20 minutes. And we'll be back when it come out the oven. The macaroni is about to come out, so I'll be back when the macaroni is ready. So we'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back. The macaroni is ready. You can see it's bubbling like crazy there. So I am definitely gonna wait before I dip into this and try some of this. So we'll be right back. And also when we come back, the gratin potatoes should be ready too. So maybe we can try them both at the same time. So we'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. We'll be back. All right, y'all, we are back here. Okay, we're gonna scoop up some, and look, I had this much cheese sauce left. So I'm gonna put that up, and we're gonna make something else out of that. Okay, let's scoop a little of this mac and cheese here. Look at this. That's what you want. Nice and creamy. A little bit more out of the corner. And you can brown it off if you want to a little bit more, but I choose to have mine because I'm gonna rewarm this later. Let's try a little of these potato gratins. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Nice cheesy potatoes. Hey, pretty much better than that, does it? Okay, let's try this. Let me try the mac and cheese first. I like homemade mac and cheese. Look at this. Nice and creamy. It's hot too. So cheesy. I like mac and cheese baked in the oven. Very flavorful because you remember I seasoned the salt water when I did the pasta. That's a key. I always put salt in the water when you're boiling the pasta. That seasons the pasta up completely through. And of course, the cheese sauce is seasoned. Okay. Move that back. Look at the potatoes. Nice and tender. Holding its shape. Very cheesy. Nothing like cheesy I gratin potatoes, y'all. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say, man. They're good. Perfect on your Thanksgiving table, y'all. Perfect. Can't go wrong with this, y'all. Can't go wrong with this. But anyway, let me end this video. Hold on, let me get another bite of this macaroni and cheese. That's good stuff there, y'all. Okay, who you are. That's good stuff. But anyway, if you like this video, please comment, please subscribe. Hit that little red subscribe button at the bottom of the screen there. Please follow my other social media account. Old School Soul Food, we one big happy family, as you will see. Follow me on Instagram. Mr. Old School Soul Food is on Instagram. Twitter at which is Old School Soul Food. Twitter, Pinterest, Twitch TV, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on all that at oldschoolsoulfood.com. Until next time, have a blessed Old School Soul Food day and have a happy Thanksgiving, y'all. See y'all next video.